Beau Shroyer, 44, was an American missionary from Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. He moved to Angola in 2021 with his wife, Jackie Shroyer, and their 5 children to carry out a missionary mission under the sponsorship of SIM USA. However, on October 25, 2024, Beau Shroyer was found brutally stabbed to death in his vehicle in a remote area of Palanca, on the outskirts of Humpata, Huila Province, Angola. The investigation later revealed that Jackie Shroyer, 44, was allegedly the mastermind behind the murder. Angolan police stated that Jackie had been in a romantic relationship with Bernardino Isaac Elias, 24, a security guard for the family. Jackie allegedly hired Elias and 2 other men, Isalino Musalenga Cayu, 23, and Gelson Guerrero Ramos, 22, to carry out the murder, promising them a $50,000 payment. The crime was staged as a robbery, with the suspects pretending to have car trouble to lure Beau into the attack. In February 2025, Jackie Shroyer was formally charged as an accomplice in her husband's murder. She is currently being held in Angola, awaiting trial, which is expected to take place within the next 6 months. The couple's 5 children are now under the care of family members and the church community, receiving support from SIM and the Lakes Area Vineyard Church. Beau Shroyer's tragic death has shocked the missionary community and those who knew him, leaving a profound sense of loss for his family and friends. The truth has finally surfaced, and it's far more shocking than anyone could have imagined. The devastating mystery surrounding the brutal murder of American missionary Beau Shroyer in Angola has taken a chilling turn. His wife, Jackie Shroyer, once seen as a devoted mother and faithful partner in their mission work, has been found guilty in connection with his death. But how could such a betrayal unfold? What led a woman of faith to become entangled in one of the most horrifying crimes imaginable? For months, investigators struggled to piece together the puzzle of Beau's murder. Suspicion loomed over Jackie, but there was no definitive proof, until now. The shocking details have emerged, and they are darker than anyone dared to predict. In today's exposé, we will uncover the astonishing truths behind Jackie Shroyer's involvement, her motives, and the twisted path that led to this tragic event. The news of Beau's death sent shockwaves through his church and missionary community. A beloved member of the faith, Beau had dedicated his life to serving the impoverished people of Angola alongside his wife and their 5 children. Just 3 years ago, their congregation had sent them off with prayers and blessings, believing they were embarking on a divine journey to bring aid and the gospel to those in need. Their mission was about faith, family, and service, an idyllic life, or so it seemed. But that vision of a harmonious existence was shattered on October 25, 2024, when 44-year-old Beau was brutally killed in what was initially believed to be a random act of violence. His murder left not only his family devastated, but also an entire community mourning his loss. However, authorities in Angola quickly determined that this was no senseless crime. It was calculated. Still, the full truth remained hidden until a month later when Jackie Shroyer was arrested, not as a victim, not as an unfortunate widow, but as a mastermind behind her husband's murder. It was a twist no one saw coming. Jackie, a mother of 5 and a woman who had dedicated her life to faith and service, was now accused of orchestrating the death of the man she had vowed to stand by for life. But why? What could drive her to such an unthinkable act? As details emerged, investigators revealed a shocking motive: an illicit affair. Jackie had allegedly become romantically involved with one of the family's security guards, a man now believed to have played a pivotal role in Beau's murder. But the revelations didn't stop there. Authorities claim that Jackie went so far as to finance a contract killing, allegedly paying $50,000 to hire local men to carry out the act. The crime was gruesomely methodical. Beau was lured into a trap under the guise of a vehicle breakdown, only to be ambushed and stabbed multiple times. His attackers staged the scene to resemble a robbery gone wrong, but the true nature of the crime was soon unraveled. In a macabre twist, the weapon used in the attack was reportedly a knife that Beau himself had gifted to one of the very men who ended his life, a cruel irony that underscored the betrayal at hand. The more investigators dug, the more sinister the story became. Why would Jackie allegedly do this? Authorities believe she wanted to remain in Angola permanently, even though Beau's mission work was nearing its end. Consumed by her affair and a desire to carve out a new life free from her husband, she is suspected of resorting to unthinkable measures to rid herself of him. In the days following Beau's death, Jackie played the role of a grieving widow, but investigators now say her distress was merely an act. Suspiciously, she was absent when the other suspects were brought to trial, further raising doubts about the sincerity of her grief. Was she truly mourning, or was she simply trying to evade justice? As the investigation continues, the repercussions of this tragedy are far-reaching. The couple's 5 children now face a heartbreaking reality: the loss of their father in the most brutal way imaginable, and the horrifying possibility that their mother was responsible. Back in Minnesota, Beau's home church is grappling with disbelief, their once unwavering faith shaken by the betrayal of someone they had trusted. The Lakes Area Vineyard Church, which had supported the Shroyers on their missionary journey, issued a somber statement. It saddens me immensely to share that Jackie has been formally charged as a co-author in the murder of her husband. As a result of these charges, she will remain in custody and face trial before a judge. While a court date has not yet been set, it is expected within the next 6 months. Beau and Jackie's children will continue to be cared for by close family members with support from both Sim and Lakes Area Vineyard Church. But this case is far from closed. Authorities are still searching for a 4th suspect, someone who allegedly played a key role in Beau's murder and remains on the run. The U.S. Embassy is now involved in the investigation, ensuring that justice is served for Beau Shroyer. This case has left deep scars on Beau's family, on his church, and on the mission he gave his life to. What was once a story of faith and sacrifice has become one of betrayal and heartbreak. As the full truth continues to unfold, one thing remains clear: the memory of Beau Shroyer will not be forgotten, and those responsible for his death will be held accountable. Beau Shroyer had always carried a quiet sadness within him, one that had taken root in his childhood and never truly left. He grew up in a home where love felt like a distant memory, where the echoes of arguments filled the silence, and where warmth was something he only glimpsed in the families of others. His parents were distant, their own burdens too heavy to allow tenderness. He longed for affection, for words of encouragement, for even the smallest gestures of love, but they were rarely given. The loneliness of his childhood settled deep in his bones, and as he grew older, he vowed that one day he would create a family filled with the love he had always yearned for. Yet, life had other plans. He met a woman whom he loved deeply, a woman he believed would be his anchor in the storm, the foundation of the home he so desperately wanted to build. They married, had children, and for a brief, fleeting moment, he thought he had finally escaped the shadows of his past. But happiness proved to be fragile. The weight of unspoken pain, the scars of his youth, and the silent battles he fought within himself began to seep into his marriage. His wife, once a source of warmth, grew distant. Their conversations became shorter, their laughter rarer, and the love that once burned so brightly began to flicker, dimming into something unrecognizable. His children were his greatest joy, yet also his greatest sorrow. He loved them with everything he had, but he feared he wasn't enough. He worried that his own struggles, his inability to express love the way he wished, would leave them feeling the same emptiness he had known as a boy. He tried, oh, how he tried to be the father they needed. But there were nights when he lay awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if he was failing them. The thought of his children growing up feeling unloved, misunderstood, or distant from him haunted his every step. The weight of his past and present bore down on him, suffocating him with regrets and what-ifs. He wanted to fix things, to heal the wounds before they became scars. But some days, the pain felt too heavy, and he questioned whether he could ever truly be free from it. The sadness inside him was not just about what he had lost, but about what he feared he would never have: a family that felt whole, a love that endured, and a heart that no longer ached for something just out of reach.